Welcome to the online course of SAMWISE. In the previous video, we have seen the ground risk. Now we proceed with the air risk class.
We start by clicking Next. Okay, so for the air risk tab, there are a few parameters to take in consideration. The airspace where the drone will fly in, the height of the planned flight, the operational environmental characteristics. So at this step, users are called to select the type of airspace where the operation will take part. For example, we can see that we have to upload a document showing the flight trajectories and the different airspace you're flying in. So for example, we select the document as the flight trajectory, we just update titles and we click in it. And then we have to select which airspace we're gonna cross or fly in. These airspaces are divided in different categories. The first one is airport and heliport environment. So if we have a controlled or uncontrolled airspace in airport or heliport environment. The second one is the operation above 500 feet above the ground level, but below flight level 600 outside the airport environment. Then we have operation below 500 feet above the ground level outside the airport environment. And then the operation at very high level above flight level 600. And then we have the atypical airspace. So for example, in operation, we are flying in an airport heliport environment that is uncontrolled, so class Gold. We just uploaded the flight trajectory and we can go on next. Now, in case we are flying BVLOS, we have few requirements to be compliant with, or better, tactical mitigation performance requirements to be compliant with. Those are detect, decide, command, execute, feedback loop, integrity, and assurance. If we are flying in VLOS or EVLOS mode, there is need to upload the confliction scheme. For example, in case in the CONOPS we selected we're flying VLOS, we have to upload a deconfliction scheme if we have it. For example, the confliction scheme, let's see if we have it. Okay, perfect. We just click and then we go on next. So if I want to apply strategical mitigation to reduce the initial arc, we just have to click yes and save the next step. How does it work to reduce this initial arc? Well, now for the airspace that we're flying in, SAMWISE say that we are arc C. If we want to reduce our arc, we can go up to arc B. Well, obviously, we can have even arc D, and we can go up to reduce to up to arc B. So in this case, we select the arc C in this example, and we put B, and then we apply the strategical mitigation. This mitigation can be by operational restriction, the first three, by boundary, by chronology at time of exposure, or by common structure and rules, flight rules, airspace structure. For example, we can say that we were flying next to a border of the airspace, so we can say by boundary. And also we're flying during night, so we have a really low encounter rate. For example, we can apply justification by saying we fly in the proximity of the border, and we can upload the file to support this evidence. So for example, we can say operational area C chapter 2, for example. Perfect. So from now on, SAMWISE will think that we have, SAMWISE will consider that we have an arc considered as arc B. So we go save the next step. So in case we selected BVLOS from the CONOPS, we have to be compliant with the requirements for detect, decide, command, execute, feedback loop, integrity, and assurance. So for each of them, we can see below, we have detect, we have the level of the arc C, with all the requirements. So if we are compliant with these requirements, we have just to upload, select the document and saying, okay, perfect, I am compliant with this, so I can just use the document that I have to show compliance. So, for example, we can say the operational manual. And as well, we do the same for decide, for comment, if we are compliant, execute, feedback loop, integrity, and assurance. For sure, as seen before, for the belows, we go next. Here there is a warning saying that we're missing the evidence for the TMPR. So now, if we want, we can continue. We can continue saying applying the strategic mitigations. For example, we just click on yes, and again we do the same thing.
Thank you for your attention. If you want more information on SAMWISE or if you want to carry out your SORA, go on www.online-sora.com.